Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Becoming Confident with me, your host, Cleopatra Williams. In today's episode of Becoming Confident, I am going to be talking about becoming an active participant in the life that you want versus staying a spectator. Because this shift alone is going to make you have a better self image of yourself, is going to make you feel more sure of yourself and your capabilities. It's going to make you feel more powerful and it's going to help you have a better experience within yourself and, of course, evolve your life for the better. So let's get into it. So I want you guys to think of life as a game, right? In the game, you win or you lose, but there's always that unknown of what is actually going to happen. You really don't know if you're going to win, but you try anyways. You know that in a game, there's going to be challenges that come along the way, whether that's people that's in the game with you who are trying to block you from winning, people who are in your ear trying to make you lose, trying to make you punk out a little bit. And then you know that there's going to be setbacks. Maybe you made the wrong move. Maybe you had the upper hand at one point in your life and then you didn't have the upper hand anymore, or it felt like you were losing. However, with all that happening, when you're really, really into that game, you try to strategize, you try to work smarter, you try to figure out ways how can you win. You're thinking, what is the next best move? Because even though there's still uncertainty of if you're going to win, you know that when you strategize and you work smarter, there's always a possibility of winning. But let's say you lose, right? Either you gave up in the middle of the game, either you just made a mistake and you made the wrong move, or there were other people who were just doing better than you in this game, right? Because that happens in a game. There's always going to be other people that are doing better than us in this round of games. So what happens? Like, do you cry about it? More likely not. You might be upset, but what does that do for you? That makes you be like, nah, we got to play again. We got to play again because I got to beat you. I got to win. I'm not going out like that, right? You have that motivation to try again and to play again. Because just because you lost the first game, your skill set got better. You learned something different. Like, okay, well, I'm not going to make that move again. I know which new moves I can make. I know how to work smarter. So your skill set grew, your wisdom grew, right? So in the second game, you're better. And let's say you lost again, but you learned something new. And in the third game, you got better. And you keep going and you probably win this round. And the more that you keep going, you know that you're going to keep getting better. Your skill set is going to keep growing and that eventually you're going to catch up and become the player that you know that you can become. So if we're this pumped up to play a game over and over and over again, for example, like my daughter, we play this game of speed and I always win. I always win because I'm just a little bit more faster than she is. And I know how to make smart moves. I know how to make her mind confused. However, she's getting better. She's like, no, I want to play again. We got to go again. We got to go again because she's figuring things out over and over and over and over again. And sometimes now she is getting closer and closer to beating me, but she just doesn't give up. So we all have this energy when it comes to games. When it comes to games, we all have this energy. So why don't we have the same energy for getting back up and trying again when we mess up in life, when we make a mistake, when we feel like we have a setback? Why don't we have the same energy, right? We get up and we try and we try and we try again when it comes to a game. But as soon as we feel like we failed, why do we quit? Why do we stop trying to become better? Whether it's with ourselves, we give up on ourselves when we feel like, oh, I've been trying to become better. I want to do this and I want to become this person. But when you make a mistake, when you have setbacks within yourself, why do you give up on yourself? Just as with anything that you want to pursue, any of your goals, why is it so easy for you to just quit and give up on yourself versus quitting and giving up when you're just playing a normal game. So instead of staying in a game and trying again, you give up and you stop playing this game of you evolving into the next best version of yourself, all because of the previous oppositions that came in your way. You become a spectator. You become an observer of the life that you want. You watch other people go have what you desire to have because you stopped playing in a game and they didn't. What I want you to do is go put on your winner's hat and go win at this freaking game. The game that you want. Become the best version of yourself. Become your most confident self and go start living the life that you want to live. It is no longer time to be a spectator. Stop watching other people go after their goals and live the life that you wish you could be living when all you had to do was stay in a game. Yes, it's hard. Yes, there's challenges, but stay in the game. You have to become an active participant. Confident women don't just be a bystander. They get in. They don't quit. They do things scared, even not knowing what the results are going to be. They just do it anyways because of the results that they actually want. And they just know that in order for their life to internally and externally get better and start happening the way that they want it to happen, they have to start moving and taking action in a direction that they want to go in so that they can start winning. When that happens, that's you taking responsibility for your life. That's you no longer making excuses for yourself and you stop allowing things to just happen to you, right? You make things happen for you. So how do you start getting in the game of the life that you really want? How do you start being an active participant? And the thing is, I know one of the main reasons why we don't actively go after what we want is because a lot of people don't know what it is that they want, or they believe that they don't know what it is that they want. However, I beg to differ. I beg to differ because you just haven't had full awareness of what it is that you want. However, subconsciously, you do know exactly what it is that you want in your life. And for me, a really easy way for you to get clear on what it is that you want, super easy. And I know you might be like, what? But pay attention to what makes you feel insecure. Pay attention to when you compare yourself to other people. Pay attention to when you feel a little envious, when you feel a little jealousy going on, because that is normal. That is signs. That is your body telling you that you desire those very things. Maybe someone has what you want. Not saying you want to take that from somebody because that's not good. Now, that's not cute. However, you would like to have that similar experience, right? That's something that's in you that maybe you just haven't brought it out of you yet, or you're just scared to say. So let me give you an example. It was this girl that I was following. She's a dancer and she is a model. Listen, I had to unfollow her. Let me tell you, and this was probably like right before I started my confidence journey. I had to unfollow her because she was making me feel, or I was allowing her presence or whatever she was doing to make me feel very, very insecure. I was comparing myself very often because in my mind, I wanted the freedom to live how she was living. She made a career off of doing something that she loved to do. She made a career off dancing and off modeling. She was very comfortable in her own skin and she was getting these opportunities. And I would think to myself, like, man, I wish I can do that. Like at the time, I wasn't very comfortable in my own skin. I still was trying to figure out myself. I didn't even start my confidence journey yet, but just trying to figure out myself like as a dancer. I really wanted to be a dancer and I wanted to be a great dancer at that. And so, like, that was a clear sign to me that I wanted something creative. I wanted to build an amazing career just by doing what I love to do. And when it came down to the modeling part, like, I never thought that I wanted to model. But the thing is, subconsciously, it was in there. And I'm going to explain even more. I always wanted to be very photogenic. I grew up, I had a gap. I didn't get braces until I was maybe 20, 23, 24. I can't remember. And so for many years, like growing up, I was very self conscious with taking pictures. I took horrible school pictures. I hated people like trying to sneak pictures of me off guard. I just hated pictures. But deep down, I always wanted to be photogenic. I always wanted to be a person that is in the camera. I wanted to smile and feel comfortable looking at myself back on screen. And I used to run from the camera. I used to be like, oh my gosh, like, don't take a picture of me. I hid from the camera all of my life. And people would say, like, when I was growing up, because I was tall, I was very linky. And, this is how models were like back in the day. So people would be like, especially like I think when America's Next Top Model came out, people would be like, oh, you should model, you should model, you should model. Like you have the legs for it and all this stuff. And I used to turn my nose up and be like, like, I don't want to model. I don't want to do that. But like, I'm low key. I would be like, that's really cool. However, I didn't want to model because I knew how to be on camera. I just didn't feel comfortable in my skin, but I always had it in back of my head, like, how cool would that be? So deep down, like it was me feeling like I just wasn't good enough to be that. So now again, back to seeing this person who is a dancer, something that I've always wanted to be, a model, something that I didn't know that I wanted to do. I just always wanted to be photogenic. And so that was a clear sign that I wanted to be more creative. It was a clear sign that I wanted to be able to just be myself and inspire people with just being me, and also to be able to get on camera and be comfortable. And maybe I do want to take some pictures and, maybe model one day. That'd be really, really cool. But I did have to unfollow her. And I highly recommend that if you're comparing yourself and you're a little jealous, like, don't be afraid to unfollow anybody. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's your time that you need to work on yourself. However, just pay attention to those things and recognize that it's not you just trying to be a mean, envious person. It's just you realizing, if you pay attention to it and you don't beat yourself down about being jealous of somebody, you actually say like, oh, okay, I'm a little jealous. Maybe this is something that I do want for myself. Maybe not the same exact thing, but it's something about it that you want to be like or do or have. And so now that you become more aware of the things that you want just by paying attention to it, you can start writing these things down and then figuring out ways, how can you make this happen? Again, back to the whole modeling thing, right? I knew I didn't have the money to be paying like $500 for a photo shoot. So what I did, I went the free route and I was looking up TPF shoots in New York. It's called like trade for print. It was free for me and free for them. The only thing we had to pay for was the studio, but it was them looking for someone so that they can increase their portfolio and also just get more skillful. But it was also me practicing being in front of a camera. And so it was like, okay, well, how can I do this? So it wasn't me trying to make any excuses like, oh, I don't have money to do this. It's just trying to find a way to do the things that you want to do. And no, I didn't consistently do that because again, I got in my way, and this was happening before I went on my journey. And so I think I'm going to try it again. I want to do it again for sure. I definitely want to get back on taking photos because I want to learn some posing skills. Like I need to get better on my posing game, y'all. So just go ahead and start taking action. Like, again, come with the same energy that you would if you were just playing a regular game. Like, you're going to try. Like, we're not going to waste time. We are going to go at it so we can stop being a spectator and watching people have the things that we want to have, do, and be, and start taking action to become who we want to be, do what we need to do, and have what we want to have. And don't feel like it's too late. It's never too late, depending on what is it that you want to do. Yeah, you might not have the skill set, right? It might take you just as long as it took them, maybe 15, 10 years to develop certain skill sets and things, or even maybe sooner than that, right? It could take a year, depending on what it is that you want to do, or 3 months. It doesn't matter. It's just that you are being active, going after what it is that you want. You have to move. It won't happen overnight. But what can happen overnight is you just writing down 1 to 3 things that you can start doing right now. You making a decision to say that I am going to be a participant instead of a spectator. So, what are some examples of you taking action now? If you want to be a healthier person, start eating better. You can start that now. You can start that tomorrow. If you want to be more creative, depending on what you want to do, if you want to dance, right? Put yourself in dance classes. If you want to act, put yourself in acting classes. If you want to paint, put yourself in painting classes. Whatever creative outlet that you want to do, you can start now. You wish you can be a person that can just go out by yourself. Start going out by yourself. Go on some solo dates. That is something that I am going to start doing. I'm going to start taking myself out on solo dates. I am very much an introvert. However, there are a lot of times I don't do things because I feel like I don't have people to do them with. But that is about to change because I'm about to start doing a lot of things by myself, even if I don't have someone to do it with me. If you want to start a podcast, take out your phone, record yourself, guys. It's so simple to start things now. Starting a podcast can be free, very much free. Whatever you want to do, you can start being a participant now and stop being a spectator. Your confidence will grow. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it might suck a little. Yes, it might be a little hard. Yes, there won't always be people cheering you on. But what if you win? What if you don't quit and you win? Then what? And for me, the reason why I feel like I'm so intentional about being an active participant in my life is because number one, I know that it's going to help me feel better about myself. I know that if I don't strive for more internally and externally, I won't ever feel at peace within myself. Number two is I know that time is not on my side, right? I don't know when it's going to be the end for me. And I also don't know how long I am going to be here. God willing, like I live to like 100. And the thing is, I'm 32 years old right now. So if I live to like 100, y'all, that means I have like 68 more years to live. I hope I said that right. So imagine I spent 68 more years at battle with myself just because I decided to not be a participant in going after the life that I want, just because I let past things, the past setbacks, past mistakes, past failures hold me back. Those past regrets and negative self-talk and self-doubt and, feeling like an imposter and caring what people thought of me. 68 more years. I'm 32, right? And at 31, I started my journey. And for all of those years, I was going through a lot since a teenager. That's 20 something years of battling with the things I was battling with. Yo, I can't imagine spending another 68 years battling with myself because I quit, because I never got in a game, or because I gave up in the middle of it because of all this doubt and, anxiety of what the future brings. Hell no. I refuse to live all of those years that I possibly have left in bondage. And I feel like a lot of us, we're so stuck on like, sometimes we're like, oh, we don't have that much time left anyways. We're all gonna die. But what if you live to like 100? That's a long time to not become the person that you want to become. That's a long time to not go after the life that you want. So for me, like if I don't try to make the rest of my life the best of my life, then shame on me. Shame on me for not taking advantage of all of God's gifts. Shame on me for not taking advantage of the fact that I can change my mindset, right? Our mind is just a tool. Like we can't control it. Shame on me for not taking advantage of the words that I speak, of transforming my body, staying healthy, like taking advantage of these arms that, can type. If you want to write a blog or a book or something like that, or taking advantage of these legs that can move and that can dance. And, it's just so many things that if you like sit here and just waste your time not taking advantage of the things that you have, even though you feel like you don't have. And the problem is a lot of times most people stay a spectator because they feel like they don't have, they're missing something within them. They don't have what other people have, or someone else made you feel not good enough. A lot of us had that, right? But when you sit back and you think about, like, dude, you have fingers, you have toes, you have legs, you have a mind that can create, you have a mind that can imagine all of these cool things, and hands that could put it onto paper, and just so many cool things just within your body that you can use. And sometimes you're just not aware of that, and that's okay. But I would just me telling you this is that you have everything within you, again, to start becoming an active participant in your life. It's going to do nothing but boost your self-esteem within yourself. It's going to boost your confidence when you know that you can change your life by just getting in the game, and your potential of winning just increases and increases as you go. And so, do you want like your next generation to go through what you are going through? No, more than likely you don't. But that won't stop unless you become an active participant. Yeah, when they get older, they can become active participant in their life. However, let's not make it hard for them, because it starts with us. Like, it makes me feel nauseous to my stomach. It makes me feel sick to my stomach to just imagine allowing my daughter to struggle financially, to struggle emotionally, mentally, physically, just because I didn't show her the way. Yes, when she becomes an adult, it's her responsibility to take control of her life. But if I don't lead by example, then what's the point? I damn sure don't want her to struggle like I struggled with anything. That doesn't mean life is going to be easy, but you can definitely make their life a little bit easier if you stay in the game. And so for me, I just can't even imagine giving up or quitting. Like, no, I'd rather bet on myself 100%. I don't care how many times I fail. I don't care how many times I have a setback. I'm going to keep betting on myself. I'm going to keep betting on myself, and I'm going to keep betting on myself. I don't care. And I want you guys to do the same for you, because you are worth it to bet on yourself and to stay active in creating the life that you want. Stay an active participant on becoming confident, becoming your best self, and just creating goals in your life, because it just is so possible. And so I want you guys to ask yourself this question, right? What if you did live to 100? What if you lived another 30, 40 more years, and you're just thinking back on your life? What are some of the things that you maybe wish you could have done more of? Would you wish you taken more photos like me? Would you wish you wouldn't have been so scary? Would you wish you had started the business that you dreamt of starting? Would you wish you had wrote that book? Would you wish you didn't care about you not having a high school diploma or a college degree, and still bet on yourself because you know that you still have the skills? Would you wish you had taken more classes? Like, what would you wish you would have done more of? Would you wish you have went on more dates? And the thing is, when we get there in age, like, we probably will look back, all of us, and there's going to be things that we do wish that we actually did, right? We probably won't get the opportunity to do every single thing, but we can do everything possible to experience the things that we want to experience and become the person that we want to become, which is powerful, which is confident, which is full of love and just our best self, happy, doing what we want to do, achieving what we want to achieve, having what we want to have. But none of those things will come true. None of those things will happen if we stay on the sideline watching everybody go after what they want and we just stay a spectator. No, you have to become active. You have to push past those self-doubts, those negative self-talks, and just stay in the game. Like, isn't your life more important than a damn game? Your life is more valuable than Monopoly, Uno. Your life is more important than that. Bet on yourself. Bet on becoming a better person. It's so worth it. I don't care how many times I fell, like, I'm gonna get back up, even if it hurts, even if I get up crying and, just wanting to give up. It's just not in me. And so I want you guys to get it within you to just develop that like I don't quit attitude no matter what. You are a winner. Winner's mindset. I believe that the most happiest people in the world are the people who are actively becoming the person that they want to become. They're actively going after the things that they want to go after. Spectators are the least happiest. We can see that on social media alone with people being a spectator of, all of these celebrities' lives and them commenting, like, who has time to comment? Them commenting on people and what they're doing, what they're not doing. Like, that's just being a spectator. They're unhappy, they're miserable. Or just being a spectator, like I was being a spectator with watching someone doing things that I desire to do. And I was feeling salty, not about her, but salty about me, right? It was making me feel insecure. But again, that was letting me know what it is that I want. It was letting me know, like, there's something within you that want to be a little bit more creative. It's something within you that want to inspire others. It's something within you that want to be on camera and be taking photos, right? But me being a spectator, just observing, I was beating myself up. And that caused me to be very unhappy within me. So you want to be happy, you want to be your best self. Listen, guys, like, you have to become a participant and stop being a spectator, all right? Decide what you want your life to look like internally and externally and go after it because you deserve it. You are worth it, even though I know it's not easy. I hope you're learning that in order for you to become your best self and become your most confident self, you have to become an active participant and get out of that spectator, observer mindset, or just staying on the sideline, watching other people win. There's enough space for you to win in life in general. It doesn't mean financially all the time, but just becoming your best self, become your most confident self, and knowing the person that you want to be and the things that you want to do that's going to make the rest of your life the best of your life, because that's what it's all about. Again, we don't know how long we're going to be here. Yes, we all know that we're going to go. And I think we all think, oh my gosh, like, tomorrow's not promised and next week isn't promising. Yes, that is true. But guys, what if you live another 50, 40, 30, 60 years? That's also very much possible. And so try making the rest of your life the best of your life, because it's worth it. You're worth it. And yeah, your best self, your self-esteem, your confidence is going to do nothing but grow and grow and grow. And you become an active participant in your life just makes everybody better around you. Because when you become an active participant in creating the life that you want and becoming a better person, it just creates a ripple effect, right? You just go out and inspire other people to be better. So that is it for this episode. And until next time, guys. Bye.